day 22 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar for 2021. Here's a question from John Helmer. Rate the 3 multi-story arcs, best, middling, and worst, and explain why you chose those arcs in their position. The 3 arcs I refers to is Flux, The Trial of a Time Lord, and Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks. Because
that's cruel. Key of Time is multi-arc. Oh, all right.
It's I don't know, that feels very standalone with a, MacGuffin at the core of each episode.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks. I think that was sort of intended to be a 12-part homage to the Daleks master plan. Mm-hmm. So I can see why they chose that.
Well, this is tough because I really love Frontier in Space, and then the Dalek one is kind of a fizzler. So
right, yeah,
I think that drags it to the middle. And I like Trial of a Time Lord.
Love Trial of a Time Lord.
But I would put it at the bottom because it's really stapled on. The trial stuff is essentially like Key to Time. It's just there as a placeholder essentially. But much as I love that opening shot, gets much love from me, and there's bits and pieces I love about Trial of a Time Lord much more than other people. I got to put it at the bottom because Frontier in Space is serious quality, and then that makes Flux the top. And that's mostly, I don't know if I agree with myself on that, but I kind of, for production value and the over-under on it, I guess it goes to the top.
Right.
Because I mostly liked it.
Well, obviously, production value is going to be good. It's fascinating because I think the only Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks seems to be the only one that was probably went out as intended because, Trial of a Time Lord was like, oh, we'll get this and this, and get 3 out of there. And then like Robert Holmes will just write the finale. And then of course he up and dies and makes and it gets controversial after that. Flux, of course, COVID likely probably played wreaked some havoc along with it. So that probably never quite fully went out as intended either. And then, but you know what? Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks, as is, pretty much. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, but the tie there is super tenuous. It's about as tenuous as Travel Time Lord, honestly.
I think, the problem with that is that, Frontier in Space is shot, let me think here, Q, and then R, and then S. So, like, there's 3 Doctors that actually shot in between Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks. So you kind of miss, like, the crossover, and then they had to, like, edit out because Dave Maloney didn't like the monster, I think, is why or Paul Bernard did. I don't remember. It's Paul Bernard, obviously, because he directed Frontier in Space. And so the ending of the actual episode with the Master being there and the Ogron monster showing up, but is completely edited out of the finished product, it kind of makes that seem very slapdash at the end of Frontier. Mm-hmm. And then you get to Planet, which it seems like, oh, Terry Nation's just going to bug out his normal Doctor Who script, his greatest hits into that. Like, I feel like they're connected dramatically, but I also feel like the 2 scripts are nowhere near on the same page. You know what I mean?
No, they are. And also, you're just teased with, oh my God, is the Master going to team up with the Daleks? No, he's not. He's just going to bugger off for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, bye, I guess.
That was why I was kind of questioning things at the outset. It's like, I have troubles thinking of Frontier and Planet in the same
I do too.
way that I would think about Trial.
That feels like received fan wisdom that it's an arc.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you want to throw Key to Time in there just as a
sure?
As a
and I would say it's better for sure.
I love Key to Time.
Key to Time is even Power of Kroll, which isn't great. I love Armageddon Factor, and Stones of Blood is fantastic, and you love Reboss Operation or Reboss Operation.
So do I.
I love them all. I love Power of Kroll even, but I mean this is my nostalgia sometimes creeping in. I have a hard time being strictly pragmatic when it comes to the Key to Time because it's the Doctor Who that I grew up with. It's that just romantic era of just falling in love with that show for the first time and then missing out on it.
That was your first season, right?
And then watching it like, oh, maybe I have a chance to watch Doctor Who again, and it just happened to be the Key to Time again. I just assumed that this was the whole show is about, is they just wandered around looking for bits of the Key to Time.
I'm also going to throw 2 words out there that don't apply to any of the rest. Tom Baker. Right.
Tom, he was good as Doctor Who, wasn't he?
Fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was.
I love Trial of a Time Lord though.
That's,
yeah. I actually the trial bits are my favorite part. I don't know. I just
they are me too. But it just does. It's still kind of stapled on anyway.
Oh, and
also it's kind of confusing. Like I can't figure. I still to this day I can't really figure what the hell's going on with the time stuff.
Yeah. And the stuff at the beginning that Holmes puts in, like the sleepers and the Matrix and Andromeda and all that, was supposed to pay off at some point during the last 2 episodes. But
that's their version of the hybrid.
Yeah, it's funny actually. I saw somebody, there's a few days ago, somebody said, state your unpopular Doctor Who opinion here. And James Corey Smith, noted Twitter person and author, said that Robert Holmes just can't stick the landings. And you know what? Like, his last act in Doctor Who is to do just that, because he dies before Trial of a Time Lord is completed.
I mean, that's a little method for my liking, but...
And also, Deadly Assassin totally sticks the landing, so...
Yeah, but that's not an arc, though, is it?
No. It's just awesome.
No, but he sticks it in the arc.